small rural school located in the town of Winterton in Trinity Bay. Our kindergarten to grade 6 school has a total 57 bright and eager learners. Mrs. Mulley is a primary multi-grade teacher at Perlwin Elementary. She has a Bachelor of Education in Elementary Teaching, a Bachelor of Special Education, and a Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. With nearly 20 years of teaching experience, she has had the wonderful opportunity to work with students at the primary, elementary, and junior high level. Mrs. Mulley's kindergarten grade 1 class is made up of 12 wonderful little students.
Immaculate Conception School is a small rural school located in the town of Colliers and Conception Bay Center. Our school has 129 students in kindergarten grade 6.
Ms. Brockway teaches music in grade 4 at ICS. She has a Bachelor of Primary Elementary Education with focus in music and a Master of Education in Curriculum Studies. Her 11 years of teaching has given her experience in all grades from K to 6 in both urban and rural settings.
Mr. Barrett has been teaching for 20 years. His teaching has brought him experiences in various parts of the country, in Saskatchewan, Ontario, and Newfoundland. He has a Bachelor of Elementary Education and his studies focused on language arts and geography. He is currently teaching in grade 5 and science in grade 3 and 4 at Immaculate Conception School.
The grade 4 class who participated in this project is made up of 17 eager learners. Mr. Barrett and Ms. Brockway work together very closely to provide learning experiences about sound in science and in music class.
We believe that providing time for students to interact with the materials and their classmates provides opportunities for students to use their prior experiences to make new connections and build on their knowledge base. Sharing their understanding with their peers allows them to further expand upon this knowledge. Music develops key 21st century skills in students, including self-reflection, communication, collaboration, creativity, and innovation. Music is the culmination of other subjects at school. It includes math, science, language arts, history, art, and physical education. Students use skills from other subjects to create something together. They can demonstrate mastery of a subject and take what they have learned to create something new with it. Teacher participation in this action research project was inspired by a desire to create teaching and learning opportunities that actively engage students in real-world learning, problem solving, and practice. One that is fully adaptable to the diverse learning needs among its collective learners. Our belief is that the process of meaningful inquiry-based learning opportunities will serve as an avenue, one that will foster student engagement and heighten student learning.
focus area of this collaborative action research study is to determine the impact of inquiry-based learning on student engagement by exploring the science of sound and music. Some of the concepts explored include how sound is produced in travels, pitch and volume, sound amplification, frequency and amplitude. In our culminating activity, our students were challenged to draw on their learning to design and engineer a musical instrument. Finally, they composed a rhythm and performed a song for their peers. We chose sound as the focus of this project because we wanted a topic that our music and science teachers could work on developing together. We relied mostly on internet resources. In addition, we consulted with a CDLI music teacher, researched the relationship between bringing science and music together in our primary elementary classroom setting, and sought advice from our wonderful, knowledgeable TIA team. The outcomes we addressed through the implementation of this project aligned with the curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Cody. Today, Jessica is going to be laying a stuffed animal on our 10-inch structure. So it holds.
One more layer. I'll start working. Here are 3 things we would change if we had to start over again.
Put flaps of these down here and down here to cover the pole so it looks more nice.
To not have supports here and have supports down here.
Take this base and replace it with these kind of bases because they're really thick and they would hold structure better. I like how it's stable. I like that we got to build this ourselves and we got to see if it would work.
I like to take these things off that are in the middle to keep it like stable. So when the crocodiles come and try to eat them, they won't like bite this. So like then the tower won't fall down.
Our tower could be a little bit more water so it could fit more than one animal.
One thing that I would change is I'd make these cylinders a little bit thicker. And these things on the side, those I would have put them in earlier because it kind of twisted our tower.
I would like to change it so it's a little bit bigger because some animals can't fit on here.
Now I'd like to change these because they keep coming out like this. And I would like to make it more sturdy. And I would like to change this to one of these so it could like be higher.
Something I like about it is so the alligators and stuff can like swim under right here.
Through our research, we set out to answer the following questions. How will the integration of inquiry-based learning and technology in the classroom increase student engagement? What does student engagement look like in the classroom? How will I facilitate inquiry-based learning in the classroom? And what is my role as a facilitator of inquiry-based learning in the science and music classroom?
Pitch, like the higher the note. Like the higher. I found out that because we saw this app where we could use the xylophones, and there was this little red line on the bottom if you played a lower pitch or closer to the bottom when you played a lower pitch, and when you played a higher pitch, it goes higher and higher and higher.
I learned that the guitar, when it's on long, it sounds lower, and when it's on short, it sounds high.
What did you notice about the sound when you played gently?
It was really low. When we played strongly, the pitch went higher and it lasted for a longer time.
This one's high, and this one's low. Wait, no. It's the other way around. So the more water it has in, the lower it's going to get.
Notice about the pitch when there's more water in the container.
It's lower, and I think it's lower because it's closer to the top, and it don't have enough time to vibrate, so it comes out lower. And with the lower it is, it has more time to vibrate, so it's more higher.
I like playing with the waterfalls because it's cool to know how, because I found out that I could play Jingle Bells on the waterphone, and then it's so interesting and cool how you can just play songs with just water and glass jars.
You just need the cup and the water, and it's just like a homemade xylophone.
Just thread, so it goes through it.
The vibration makes noise, and when you drag it across, it makes a loud noise.
Miss, I wonder if you put the cup up to the camera, it wouldn't hear it. We could try.
There's a string in the middle, and when you pull tight on it and you whisper, the vibrations goes through the string to the other cup.
Long strings to me sound like that they're a little bit lower, dark.
If you use the shorter string, it would be easier to hear.
But I see how it works because it goes through the metal paper clip and it vibrates through it.
Yeah.
Allow it to go through the circular cup, so it will, like a speaker, how it goes up and opens up like a cone shape.
With the little spring thing on it.
Yeah.
It's like the string, and the vibration goes through that into the drum.
The string can't be laying down on the floor. It has to be really tight, like apart, in order for you to
Long gone. When you're tapping it, like this, it makes a really cool sound, really different sound that we haven't really heard before.
But when we figured out, we tried holding it and there was no noise. So then, if you hold the long gone, even just like this, it doesn't work. Probably because the vibration won't go through it as much. Because vibration needs to travel through it less. And if you're holding it, then it won't give as much vibration.
At the beginning of the project, consent forms were sent home with each student to obtain permission for their participation and permission for them to be video recorded and photographed. Communication between teachers and Memorial University took place through emails, text messages, and in face-to-face meetings. Our project was discussed with parents at the beginning of the school year during our curriculum night meetings.
How many ways can you think of to move that salt without touching anything?
Hit it hard.
Like when you
Try
hit
it.
it, like
Yeah.
the air pushes onto the salt.
Look at the salt. I see it going up and then going down, and it looks like the water speakers of the beat of that. And if you hit it really hard, then it'll come up, and then if you hit it soft, and then it'll go just a little bit. The plastic is jumping.
Look at that.
During the planning stage, we did some preliminary research in the area of STEAM education. We were eager to learn how to successfully bridge the gap between music and science education, as they are often viewed as being on opposite ends of the learning spectrum. This research was required for us to determine what materials and resources we would need. We attended a seminar at Memorial University where we learned about Dr. Karen Goodnow's Teacher Inquiry Project. We reviewed the process of action research as well as the inquiry cycle. Time was provided for us to reflect on our practices and share our insights with our colleagues and team members. We learned how to refine and focus our research questions. Most importantly, we became the student and were provided several opportunities to engage in inquiry-based learning activities with our peers. We utilized some of the teacher release time early in the school year to plan the implementation of our project. We spent time identifying curriculum outcomes we intended to address through the course of the project. We primarily identified and targeted learning outcomes in the areas of science and music for kindergarten and grades 1 and 4.
What we do is we're going to go like that, and then you do the same thing I did.
When it gets to the part that looks like stairs, you can hear the sound, the pitch going from high to low, like it's going down the stairs. I like that. Awesome.
I've learned lots of new sounds. Like there's like different ones. It has kick, it has clap, it has a bunch of instruments.
Makes it jump.
It's bouncing.
Oh my god. Let me try. It is amazing. It is so cool. The vibration going on was making it travel like a bit slower since it's in a tube.
I experimented like when I hit it in the water, it bounces. But when I add the ball in the water and then do it, the ball only moves and shakes a little bit off. I tried like putting the cups together and then
Ooh, that makes a cool sound.
Then like bang them off and like see if this vibration will go into this cup, but it didn't go into that cup.
And I also did an experiment. I hit both of these together like this and hit them off the piano.
When I first turned them red and stuff, I just thought that it was the color, but no, it's actually, it makes it go a higher pitch, the lower pitch.
When you press these, like the different guitar type things, then it sounds different.
And I noticed that when you played your song, the blue strings sound lower than the red strings. Why is that?
Because I did make the blue strings thicker than the red strings.
The design of this action research project imposed qualitative research methods for data collection and analysis. Over a 9-month period, data collection from multiple sources within the frame of qualitative research methods was imposed. Such data collection approaches included pre- and post-student survey inquiry surveys, teacher observation and field notes, teacher portraits and reflection journals, video recording, and digital artifacts and interviews. The surveys portray a snapshot in time of students' perceptions of what makes science fun, what makes music fun, and what types of activities they were exposed to. Students shared their understandings of where sound comes from and what an engineer is and does. As well, they drew pictures of what their science and music classes look like, focusing on what the teacher does and what the students do. Teacher observation and descriptive field notes were utilized to record students' questioning, attitudes, insights, engagement, and learnings. The interpretation process and statistical analysis of data was completed in accordance with the standard qualitative methods. Peer debriefing and collaboration proved to be an advantageous validation strategy as it enabled co-participants to question and clarify each other's interpretations and understandings of the findings.
We enhanced our knowledge and understanding of student learning, the subject matter, assessment, and instruction. We found new ways to engage students in experimenting with sound. We explored the music and science curriculum in depth and made cross-curricular connections between them. The importance of embracing new teaching and learning skills that promote critical thinking, inquiry, and excitement in students was a common theme that developed throughout the teachers' reflections. Over the course of the project, inquiry-based instruction shifted the attention in the classroom from the teacher as an instructor of knowledge to a facilitator of knowing. This shift brought new perspective and approach to teaching practices, especially in the music classroom. An appreciation for new insights gained from using inquiry-based learning to promote student engagement was also evident in the teacher's reflective data. Guided inquiry allowed its students to gain confidence in themselves and explore new inquiries on their own as they began to discover and create new ways of exploring sounds. We noted that students appeared to think deeply, make connections, become more creative, and emotionally engaged in their learning when they were able to interact with materials and their peers. The discoveries and positive results of this action research project confirmed our beliefs about teaching and learning. That is, the depth of student interest, engagement, and academic learning is positively impacted in student-centered learning environments that foster inquiry-based learning opportunities in the context of real-life scenarios. It is within the growing implementation of such educational initiatives as inquiry-based projects that we see teaching and learning within the 21st century gain momentum in its movement towards developing knowledgeable and responsible citizens committed to the well-being of their communities and to the world at large.
This is the guitar I made. So it has 6 strings like a real guitar. I searched it up online because I had 7 strings. See, there's like a little space right here.
Stoppers vibrate off of all the washers here, and they connect to each other so it vibrates in each one of them, and then they open up and it produces sound.
So this is a ukulele, and it's made out of a shoebox, and it's actually like in a ukulele shape because I curved it in on the inside. So I put the hole in the middle because it makes the vibration bounce out.
This is my homemade harmonica, and it has brace at the bottom so it can also shape. You blow into the tube. With the longest one, it makes a very like deep one, and the highest and like the shortest, it makes the higher sound.
Little do you know how I'm waiting while you fall asleep. Little do you know I'm still haunted by the memory. It's a drum. It's from the percussion family.
Why do you think the bottom is more high pitched than the top?
Because it's smaller. This is my homemade guitar. They all play different pitches. It's different size strings. I made a homemade guitar, and it produces sound by when you pluck the strings. I made it so there's different pitches because, like, this one was looser than this one, and no, this one was looser, and then this one, and this one. So this is like the low pitch, and this is the high pitch down here. Till there's nothing left standing, nothing left of yesterday. I made guitar. So if there wasn't any hole in it and you hit the strings, it won't make any sound.
The ones make a higher pitch and the lower ones make a lower. The looser ones make a lower pitch.
Why is there a hole in your instrument?
So that the sound of the strings can vibrate in the pull it like some tighter and some looser to make different pitches. I wanted to use this because it probably would make a different sound than if I used cardboard.
This is rock. There are beads inside of the egg, and you shake it, and it bounces off. And this is a tambourine. Suppose I called you up tonight and told you that I loved you. And suppose I said I wanna come back home.
Through our involvement in this action research project, we have come to develop an appreciation for the time and effort involved in the teacher inquiry process. A key strength to the success of this project came from the guidance and support we received from one another and the knowledgeable trained professionals in the area related to inquiry-based learning. Such support enabled us to connect sound-related learning activities to relevant curriculum outcomes and properly guide students through the entire inquiry learning process. Teachers new to the process of inquiry need to be cognizant of the purpose for the design of the projects, the curriculum connections that are to be made, and the development of their students' science inquiry skills. As one might expect, engaging students in the process of inquiry-based learning is not without its challenges. It requires teachers to think outside the box, to be cognizant of their own embedded beliefs regarding the role of the teacher and that of the students in the teaching learning process. This endeavour may prove challenging for teachers as it requires a new set of teaching and learning skills that give more agency to students.
I think when it starts to play the music, the salt's gonna be on top and it's gonna bounce. Because when we experimented with the cup and hit it, when the pressure came down, vibration, it jumped, made the salt jump. So I think it's gonna be just like what happened in science class where we experimented with the cup, but instead of it bouncing up and down, it's probably gonna move side to side and stuff, and it's gonna go all over the place. I think that it's gonna vibrate and everything's gonna move around, all the salt and stuff. And because in science class when we did it, we banged on the top of the cup and we done that, and it actually bounced up. And now the noise is coming from the bottom and going up, so you don't know what's going to happen. It could possibly just shiver around, or it could bounce up and down, or...
This device down here acts as an amplifier. Anybody tell me what an amplifier is or what an amplifier does? Cody?
It makes the sound louder by amplifying it.
Put it very high. It's like a derby.
Watch your eyes in.
Oh my god! Yeah, the salt isn't moving. Oh! Guys, it looks like a... Oh my god, that's so cool! It looks like a four-sided fidget spinner. Does it not? Yes, it looks like a four-sided fidget spinner.
How is it doing that?
Oh, look at how it works. It looks like a snowflake.
Sounds like a horn to a boat.
Why does it make pictures?
How does it work?
I learned that it makes really cool geometric shapes and patterns, and also that different types of hertz that we can't hear hardly make that much vibration but make super cool patterns and things. Also, I have one question, which is, how do it make those patterns?
Found out how the climbing plate works. There's nodes and anti-nodes, which the nodes don't move at all, which are just the salt that like make like the bumps and stuff that makes the picture of the nodes. And when you look like on the whatever the color was on top of that, the one that's just bouncing up, that is the anti-nodes, which bring it all together.
This was really fun because I loved like doing hands-on work and like being able to use stuff to like find out the different things about sound, like the vibrations and all of the different high, low. It's really cool and interesting.
I liked how we got to interact with cups, Chromebooks, xylophones, and water phones. We weren't playing, singing, or playing recorder.
And what were you doing instead?
Interacting with friends and interacting with things like xylophones and cups and water phones and Chromebooks.
I like the part where we got to use the water phones because I got to figure out how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
We got to do lots of different stuff and learn about other stuff about music that we really don't really know.
I like when we used the cups to talk to, because it was really cool how you can hear people from when you're whispering from a cup and a string. I didn't think that actually worked. I only saw it on TV.
I liked how we used the water phones because we heard a lot of different pitches and how different the pitches can be with just water.
I liked the xylophones because they were really fun to use the different apps and to get to play songs on it. And it's way better than just listening to people talk and working in textbooks and doing sheets.